afternoon, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for joining us live. If you're coming live, this is our 6th live of the day, and it's a little bit different because Tracy is the star of this presentation that went out today. And so we're going to learn a little bit more about Tracy and her crafts. I am Heather, Tracy's co-host, and we might not talk very clearly because we've been talking all day. Tracy's co-host, and if you haven't caught it, today was sponsored by Catherine Fuller. She was our first interview at 11. A lot of really good discussions and interesting things talked about. She has an amazing free gift if you use her inks. You can download her color wheel. Color wheel. And then if you are part of the VIPs, they have a generous offer of 20% off just for this week. So you have to take advantage of that before the 5th at midnight. I don't remember what time zone, but before the 5th.
Close to ours is what I'm going to say.
It's either Eastern or Central. Could be Central. But one of those time zones. I think, no, they're in Raleigh, so they're the same time as us.
North Carolina, yeah.
Yeah, they're in North Carolina, the same time as us. Take advantage of that. We're very excited and thrilled that they've sponsored us. And so now we are talking about Tracy. So we'll ask Tracy similar questions. And hi, thank you for being here. And Tracy, what part of the world are you in?
I'm really far away from you, Heather. If I got out in the car, had to start it, I'd be there 2 red lights,
maybe something like that.
Let's give you 10 minutes, if that. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, I'm in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Is that what I'm supposed to say at the end?
That's good. Yes. And what do you do? What do you do? What is the Embellished Connections?
Well, the Embellished Connection is my own company that I sell scrapbooking, card making supplies to all sorts of people. And I do some crops, obviously, I say in the Ottawa area, the Ontario, Canada area, whether they're day crops and weekend events, things like that. We do a lot of fundraising as well. And then I also make albums for those who, either don't want to make it or just say, yeah, I need a unique Christmas gift or, anything, something to put a smile on somebody's face. So yeah, that's a bit of what I do.
Awesome. But there's something else you do that you probably don't know. This is me helping you. You probably don't say enough about, which is that you'll hunt for people if they're looking for something.
Yes. Oh yeah. I love to find, products for people. If I always tell the clients, like, if you're looking for something, whether it's something specific, let me know what it is. I'll find it for you. Or some people will just say, I'm looking for something to do with my dog or whatever. Sorry, I didn't even think about that. I use that expression a lot, Heather. Sorry.
I'm okay.
My cat. I have a cat here, okay? Or about heritage or, soccer or whatever it might be. And I look and see what I can find for them. That's what I do, like to, give them choices that way. Yes, put it this way. I just had a lady last weekend who I have to find coffee items because she's left her job and she's starting a coffee trailer, a coffee cart thing.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
So different things like that. Yes. And and for those listening, I love dogs. The reason she said that is I had to just put my dog down day before. It's okay.
Yeah. But I do use that expression on a daily basis. I do.
It's part of life. It's part of things. So yes. I appreciate that. How did you get started in scrapping?
I got started, we'll say, with a friend of mine. Anytime that she would start something, I'm like, what are you doing? And this time she's like, oh, I think I know something you're going to like to do. And I looked at her books at once and I went, I don't know yet. I don't know. Years later, I guess I hit a phase and I went, what are you doing there again? And then boom, I started up. I just went, yeah, I had to leave my job. I just had to, by choice, said, yeah, I got to move on. And also a lot of the my clients where I worked were also, I guess, wondering. Often they would tell me or ask me, how come you don't start your own company? And then when you hear that so many times, I'm like, what are they trying to tell me? Either they wanted me out of there or they're trying to, give me a little boost, I think. So yeah, I just decided to start my own company. And that friend who started me, she hates me now because she's a great client of mine and I make her spend her money.
That's the good part about it. How long have you had? I actually don't know the answer to this. How long have you had embellished connections?
Even I don't know now. It's got to be like 13, if not 14-ish, almost years. I hope you like my proper English, everybody. Okay, I just do, but it's around that. Yeah.
And
Yes.
thank you, Cobalt. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, it's a difficult loss, part of life, but really bad timing. But it's
But
okay.
and Heather, as hard, I mean, I know how hard it is, right?
Mhm.
I'm not going to dwell on it, but that's something else that I do like, not to like to do to scrapbook, because you don't like to have these bad times, but it is important to also remember some of the harder times in your life,
Mhm.
because that's something I did with, photos to me have always meant a lot. And because, hey, I'll say it, and I'm not asking for pity or anything, anybody, but I lost like a mother, aunt, grandmother one day when I was 9 years old. And those photos meant the world to me, to have my mother's pictures and that. And I've scrapbooked. It took me a lot of time. Don't get me wrong. You don't do it the day after. But I went, yeah, I'm going to scrapbook this, how they passed away and what happened and stuff like that. And it was hard to do, but I
Mhm.
think it helped me.
Mm.
It does help you. And I always
Well,
tell people, if you're going to do something like that and there's teardrops that ruin the ink or ruin, smudge anything, keep them there, because that's a
mhm.
memory too.
Mhm.
So there.
Very. I'm just art is very therapeutic from whatever
Yeah.
angle you come to it.
Yes.
Art, whether it's scrapbooking or something else. Art is a very therapeutic method. And I really should have turned a light on before I started.
Oh, yeah. Here
Lean
it's going to
into my
start to get
computer.
dark. Boom, right?
Just lean into my computer light, maybe look better. But yeah, loss is part
Yeah.
of it, right? And as much as the timing of this has been hard, it's been good to have something to do. So we'll go with that. But
Mhm.
this is about me. This is about Tracy.
That's okay, Heather. That's okay.
I believe hard times are needed to appreciate the good times. Absolutely.
Very
And
well
art and
said.
crafts help so much. It does. Like just having that sense
Yeah.
of expression. And one of the things about art, which we haven't really talked about, is the mindfulness you're in. You can just kind of like get in a zone, and you're
Mhm.
in the zone, and it just lets you do things and really relax. And it's a good for all of us. We should do more of it. And I don't know why we stop as adults, because you do arts and crafts in school and kids do it, and then we just
And
stop doing it. And it's
I
like,
wondered, and I'm just wondering, Heather, based on what you're asking, like, do you think it's just because we figure, oh, it's not worth it, or it was just that was the easy class or something, you know what I mean? But meanwhile, it's like, no, there's a lot more in there, you
I think
know?
I think it's really society's priorities to
True.
commercialism and to build a business and to be productive, and forget that we need to have those things that are nurturing. I mean, arts and crafts honestly have been around a lot longer than the television, than
True.
the gaming machine and the cell phone, right? They've been
Mhm.
around for a very, very long time, and it's how people used to spend time, right? They didn't sit down in the TV and watch TV. They went and did something because they didn't have that, right? So,
Mhm.
or they needed to do arts and crafts to actually have clothing to wear,
Yes.
have things they had to make and do. And I think we've kind of one of those things
Mhm.
that modern living has removed from us. So, I mean, when I was a kid, my mom sewed all my clothes. I don't know if anyone else does that. And
Yep.
I remember being so excited when I got to buy a pair of jeans that came from a real store, because all my clothes were made by my mother and my grandmother. So
Yep.
that, and I'm old, but I'm not that old. So it didn't take that long for us to
Yep.
remove that kind of from life. So
Yep. No, I remember that was our mother. She sewed a lot too.
yeah,
So, yep.
my mom, my grandmother did everything for me. So yeah,
Mhm.
so the world has changed. I think that's part of it too. We just don't appreciate it anymore.
No,
But
that's very true.
let's talk about your project. So Tracy, what was your project called, and what inspired you? I know there's your daughters in your project. I can see that much, but
Yeah, but I just stick her anywhere so I can just show her, you know. She's just easy to go, I'll use this picture. Anyway, that's just the mom, you know. Um, Basically I said it was something, I don't remember what my word was, a double-sided simplicity, I think.
yes, double-sided
And
simplicity.
okay, because so many people I find ask me if they buy a sheet of paper and it's two-sided, which a lot are, how do they pick what side to use? What if they like both sides? What can you do? And so I don't know. I went, okay, well, because there's a lot of options, but I said, let's find one here that works. And so basically, if you haven't watched it, because I did bring it here, And this was just a fluke one day. I was just making a layout and I went, hang on, I can work with this. So all it was you've got that one sheet of paper that you like both sides. And I said, pick one of the sides and then we're folding it over. So that way you see, So that way you see part of the, I'll say the back side. Okay. And then I folded it again here up in the corner, again, just to see the other side of it. And I mean, there's more to the layout. So this was the exact sheet of paper, but I used, how would I say, one side as the, how do I say here? Okay, this side here that I used was a plainer kind of flowery side. And then you fold it over and you'll see, I say the hexagons, okay? And I know this is not the best viewing for it. Same sheet of paper that I did while I did the video, but I flipped it around. And then I did, so here we've got the hexagon showing. And then this is, the other side that folds over. And you'll see it's more of a plain side with some of the flowers on it there. Okay. But it's the same sheet of paper. I just used it two different ways, right? And then that's what I figured, this idea of just folding it over. It's okay, folding it over, right? How to say, in the page protector, I even kind of showed quickly at the end of the video going, oh, this is how I got it to fit into the page protector. There was one other thing I showed though, and that's because I'm getting into it lately. It's foil, but there's a foil that you don't necessarily need, or there's several foils you can use. There's a way to use a lot of your foils without the machines. Okay, because a lot of us have stencils in that, and that's what I did. In this corner here, I know I covered some of it with the picture, but it was fairly easy. So everybody who has either scraps of their foil from using a machine or goes, I want to use foil, but I don't want to buy the machine, there's a new way. Just watch the video and go for it.
I like how you change.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
I like how you changed the love O letter to make it suit your theme. That's what I love about being creative, just using things and making them work.
So what you're talking about there is that I had a die. Okay, and I think this is a whimsical stamps one. And sorry, because of the it's in the packaging, or not the packaging, but the page protector. So it says love here. Okay, and it's got the paw. All right, so I use this obviously on a cat page. So I use that same exact die, but what I did, because there's no cats on this page, I just covered up the O, which was the paw, and I covered it up with another embellishment, and it still says the word love. Okay, so there. And also what I like to do on my pages is, and not every one, but in this case, what I did too with the pictures is I have my daughter here and myself here when we were kids. And then again, the two of us, I mean, it's not the exact picture, of course, but just her playing in the kitchen, me playing with whatever toys, and then just showing us then and now, even though it wasn't then at the same time for her and I, but just another little something just to mix the pictures in your layouts too. Yeah.
Excellent. Has anybody, have people watched Tracy's thing? Has anybody tried any of the stuff yet? Out of curiosity, just not from Tracy, have you had a chance to try any of the
videos?
Any of the videos from the summit so far? My brain wasn't working. From the summit so far. We'll see if anybody comes up with that, or you have any questions for Tracy, let us know. Or any questions about the summit in general, doesn't have to be about that. Any questions that you have, we're here to answer them. We might be a little slow right now because we've been talking a lot today. So we apologize for that. Not yet, it's a work day. I will try them on the weekend. Excellent. Yeah, try them on the weekend. If you have the VIP pass, you have them for a year at least. So you can try them whenever you want, but we love to see what people are doing, posting it in the Facebook group, sharing it. Too busy watching all the videos. That's good too, sometimes taking notes and looking at that and doing it. Yeah, we have a lot of live videos today too. But yeah, it's fun to see what projects people are doing, how they're taking them and implementing them. what you love, what you don't love. It also helps us in understanding too, when we do our next one, what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of, not less of, but more of. Techniques we haven't put in and things like that is really helpful for us to put it together, and do that and let us know. And just having you guys here is amazing. So thank you very much. Haven't had a chance to try her layout yet, but definitely will later. So thank you. Trying the different layouts, doing the different things is so good.
If it helps you, I haven't tried all the layouts or cards or anything yet either.
We've been putting it,
and there's some I really want to do as well. So yes.
we have been putting it together and doing it. And yes, sometimes you're like, what is I talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been talking a lot today about really going off topic, really, in some cases, our conversations about organizing yourself and just how you balance and take. So Tracy, one question people have asked that you is, what do you do other than scrapbooking for fun?
Yeah. And you think I have a life, eh, everybody? Other than scrapbooking. And okay, so which means for me, other than working, right?
Yes.
Because my whole business has to do around this. But if I'm not working, which is rare right now, yeah, I'm as exciting as go for a walk.
Well, you do walk every day. You go for walks with your dog, with your neighbor's dog every day.
Yeah, no, I do. Go for walks. I just, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of a life at the moment. I don't know. It depends. When friends are in town or I go over to see them and things like that, that's different too, right?
So
But
it's the advice that we gave Lisa was take an hour a day and go do
yeah,
some.
oh, I was listening then. I was.
Diana, can you explain how you cut the page cover to allow the photo to be popped out?
Yeah. So I didn't bring another page protector here, but I did show it at the end of the video. It's, so basically if we have, hang on here. All right, let's take that out. So I'm going to pretend this white sheet of paper is a cutting mat. Gee, that was hard to think of. So this is really poorly shown, but here it is. I put a cutting mat in my page protector. Before I had done that, though, I did measure, to do it properly, I did measure exactly how high would I want to go where the fold is, because that's where you're going to want to have the cut go through. Okay, so I measured exactly. I couldn't tell you in the video exactly how high in that, because sometimes, even though we're following directions, we may put it higher, lower. So it's better for you to measure it on your layout. I measured the height of the fold, and then from each side, how much room to leave on each side. So then I took the page protector, I put a cutting mat inside. If you don't have a cutting mat, like a 12 by 12 cutting mat, if you just even use a kitchen mat or something like that, just to protect your table and everything like that. Then I did the knife, like I measured it, had my little marks on the page protector, and I cut along the edge, or along, as straight as you can. I had the ruler, everything, and I went across, cut. So that way, when I take the mat out, take the cutting mat out, then you put your layout in. This is the harder part, because then you're trying to, I didn't totally take it out yet of this page protector now, but you'll be sticking your hand in, pulling it out, the part that you folded over. And then I got that to go to the bottom, and then it folded back up. When I first did it, I did have to still cut out a little line. So I just even took scissors and I just kind of went, oh, that little bit. And it got the fold to come out. If you have an older page protector, practice on that one and just go, yeah, okay, how can I do this so it works? And you'll go, oh, that was easier than I thought. And then, yeah, it worked. And again, as I said in the video too, it is up to you. You might go, no, I want the flap still being hidden, so protected, right? This is going to be, I say, out in the open in my album, but I was like, yeah, I'm okay with that. Always put your pictures that you're not too worried about, if ever it gets wrecked, on the outside. Okay, you can think about it like that too. So yeah, I don't know if that helps, but when you watch the video at the very end, I kind of show how to do that. Okay.
Makes
Any
sense.
other
Did that answer
questions?
your question?
Yeah. I don't know if that.
Enjoyed seeing, so this one's enjoy seeing, you put the page together, just wish I was that quick.
Oh, sorry. I
you
wish
would
I
find that
was
one
that
funny.
quick too, Jackie. Remember, just so you know, it was a fluke. Here, I brought a few things here. It was a fluke. I was just scrapbooking one day and I came with this idea of folding it, and I went, I just like that. You saw the two sides. But then I had put an embellishment here. So now I can't unfold it. Do you know what I mean? And do something with the other side. So then I went, think about it, light bulb moment, right? So then it kind of goes on and on. Like you just go, the next layout, I'll do this or that with it, and then so on. So it's not that quick. Don't, yeah. We can act like it's quick on our video. Doesn't mean that that's our first layout we're doing like that. Okay.
Plus, there's some editing magic in the video that some
Yeah.
time might have been cut out of the video.
Yes. Yeah. So
there's some editing magic in putting these pages together. Sometimes it takes a little longer than what you see.
Yeah.
So
no,
excellent.
you can do it.
Any other questions from anyone that we can answer about this, about the summit? Looks easier than the way I tried before. Thank you again. Love the layout. You're welcome.
Good. No, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I was going to say Tracy has in here, good to see the development stages. Yeah. We should do the outtake ones. That'll be funny. You know, do an outtake video at the end.
What are the oh my god, the mistake videos there? You know, the show
the outtakes, the bloopers.
Yeah, that's
yeah. Any tips to tackle redoing old photo albums that have those sticky pages that turn everything yellow? In any of its is any of it salvageable? I really should turn the lights on.
Okay, so any tips in tackling redoing old photo? Okay. I've taken, like, if I'm assuming you're speaking of the photo albums where the pictures are stuck to the pages, correct? And like where you put the pictures in and they would stick. So if you're taking them out of those albums, number one, if you don't care about the album anymore, because this is what I had to do in a lot of them, because I took a lot out, I would just, let's pretend this is my page with a whole bunch of pictures in one of these old albums. I would, if you could peel off, some of the pictures would come off no problems. Other ones, So I sat there and I was going like this with a lot of the pages, just so I can eventually rip it off. But yes, have I wrecked pictures doing that? Yes. You can use, a lot of people say use dental floss to help you kind of go through behind those pictures. There is a product called Undo, and that you can pour in. I know it's a liquid, so it's scary to use. You try it on an older, like always try it on something else first and go, okay, it's working. But going through an album like that, you will use a lot of the Undo. I know you will. But basically you're kind of, it's hard to show and I don't have it here, sorry. But it's like you're pouring this little spout under the picture and that will take the adhesive off. Okay. But yeah, honestly, I found just crinkling those old albums, it made it a lot easier to peel off. And sometimes if you peeled those old pictures off and it would take part of the album, like part of that paper off, just keep that paper on and you can cut around it. Like some of my pictures will have part of the album sheet in behind it. I don't worry about it, you know, because it's better to have that wreck the album than to wreck the picture, right? So yeah, and I like to use the original photos like that as opposed to, yes, you can get them copied and you can, you know, alter and play with them. You can do that. I like to use the originals. That's just me. Yeah, I don't care if they've gone yellow a bit or something was already ripped. It's like, yeah, that's the picture. That's the life of that picture. That's all.
We have a love the summit. Looking forward to seeing your layout with Tracy all the rest of the day. And by the way, did that answer your question? I think it was Susan who asked. Yeah. Did that answer your question, Susan, or give you some ideas of how to take things off? Here we go. I don't care about the albums, but have some that are heirlooms that relatives have scrapbooked onto paper and then put onto sticky pages.
Okay. Yeah, see that? I'm going, do they have the whole paper, you know, stuck on one of these? it's hard to say. It's the paper stuck on to the paper, right? So you've got the album sheet, and do they have like a whole sheet of paper and then their photos on top of it? Because then I would wonder, almost slicing, I act like I could do this no problem. I'd be killing my hand, but I'd do it. Just even slicing and peeling off that top layer of the photo album's sheet. Does that make sense? Sometimes you could peel off and just keep that underneath it. I don't know. That's another. See, sometimes we have to see what it is that you have and go, okay, let's try this. Yeah. I don't know.
You might have to cut them out, someone said. You might have to cut them out and do them that way.
Mm-hmm. The yellow pictures. Well, the chemicals. Sorry, I know I'm doing your job, Heather. Sorry.
Okay.
Will the chemicals that yellowed the pictures continue to degrade them after transferring to an acid-free page? I can't answer 100% because we'll see how long I live and I can answer that. But anyone I've taken off, they haven't gone bad. They haven't gone worse, we'll say. So, yeah.
Will the chemicals that yellow the pictures? You answered that one. Did you answer the second to last one? Will the whoops, it moved. Will the chemicals that yellow the picture continue to degrade them?
That's what we were just, yeah.
And we have a suggestion and peel them back as much as possible. I had to do that too. It was tedious. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah.
But that's it. You do the best that you can. And let's say there's a picture you love on this side, one you love on the other side too, when you flip the album, right? Sometimes you might have to go, uh-oh, if I'm doing, like I'm saying with the page or whatever, like one picture might get wrecked. So you really have to go sometimes, no, I want them both. Well, then you're going to have to cut out and just keep the whole album, like that whole sheet, or it's hard, Sometimes one will come off nicer for you. It just depends. But yeah, it's fun.
It's tricky.
Mm-hmm.
It's I mean, that's the joy of trying to preserve something that's old, but then they didn't have the same things back then as we do now. So.
And I guess the other thing too is, like, let's say there's, because again, I'm just thinking out loud here. If you have one on each side that you like, you can go, okay, I really want this original. This one, you put it on the copier first or something, like on a good copier, don't get me wrong, or on a scanner, I should say. Scan it in properly. So that way, if one of them gets wrecked, at least you still have a copy, right? So.
It says, I have the magnetic album. One day I'll look at it. I took the pictures to separate. Some call it saving a prayer. The next time I look at the album, all the photos were separated. Maybe try that one. Don't know do you understand that, Tracy? Because it's not something.
Magnetic albums. Okay. I took the pictures to separate. Maybe I told the pictures. Some call it saying a prayer. Okay. And now you told them. Okay. I think that's a dream. Or maybe, I don't know. If it just happened for you, Cheryl, you can start a business doing this. Yeah. Okay.
Doing that. Yes, getting the old pictures. I have tons of boxes downstairs of old. Luckily, my parents didn't put a lot of them in albums, so I just have the pictures as opposed to in albums. But yeah, getting them out of. I have my own old albums that I used to do, and yeah, putting those together would be kind of cool.
And a big thing with all these albums that we have is if you know who people are, or if you don't know who people are, I mean, like, write those names down, ask people while they're alive, unfortunately, and well, who are some of these people's in the picture, because you want to know that information when you can. So
yes. Cheryl said it really wasn't a dream. It did happen multiple times. So there you go.
Magnetic albums. Wow. We're going to have to get Cheryl on board and do a video for us. Show us what these these magnetic albums are. Thank you.
Explore that one. There you go.
Yeah.
Magnetic albums. I'm not sure what they are. Very cool. Any other questions for us or Tracy? So yeah, I was going to say Tracy's gift in the freebie for the general participants is her how to use chipboard. So it's X amount of ways to use chipboard. Chipboard?
Yes, because I'm a chipboard junkie. I've always called myself that. And there's chipboard in my layout. There always is. It's just different ways to decorate it, to use it, because it's a white sheet of paper is what I tell people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
That's her freebie. And if you're in the VIP bundle, Tracy has a discount code. And it was how much? I can't remember because there's too many of them.
So do I. I can't remember either right now.
I believe it's 20%. I know it's not lower than that.
Yeah, I think it is as well.
It's 20%. So if you want to shop in Tracy's shop, look, there's great stuff. If you want to contact her, reach out, send her an email. That's something that you can use if you're a VIP member. We've said today there's some awesome deals in the VIP. If you use any of the discounts, you're going to pay for the VIP member. So it's worth going in and doing that. Miss Craft, we had my eyes are going without light on here. Susan said 25% off. So there you go. You were more generous.
Yeah. We had my grandma's memorial. We kept trying to figure out who she was in a picture with. Finally had to ask my grandpa, who is her ex-husband, who he knew, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, so that's a good idea. So if you don't want to have to do that, right?
It's true though. We had that.
Yeah.
With my parents as well. But my uncle, who was the least person you would ever think, was actually really good at marking down names on the back of things. He ruined a bunch of pictures because he didn't use great pens and stuff. But at least you can go, okay, that's who that was.
And you just remind me, like said something there, Heather. If you have a picture, an older photo or any photo, and somebody wrote on the back of it, what I do sometimes, because sometimes you're like, okay, maybe it doesn't mean anything to me. Other times I will copy what's written on the back and I will put that within the layout, I'll have the picture and I'll have whatever's written in behind, just because it's whoever's writing, right? And it's again, it's something to do with the picture. So I keep it together. Yeah. So thank you.
And that makes sense. So yes. So using the creativity. I mean, the little, as I've shared with many, if you've been listening, I am not a paper crafter, but it's being creative and trying something different. So Miss Crafter says, fantastic idea. So yeah, we probably all have some bucket of photos that we got from someone. I know I do. And one day I'll do something with them.
You want me to tell you something that she made me think of? Everybody wanted to get to know me.
Sure.
After that, I'll be done talking. I'm usually the quiet one. Okay, so for one of my ex's 50th, you're like, oh, what do you get him? And anyways, his mother had passed away recently and stuff. So he got all the pictures. So I went through them and I made him an album of his life. All right. I went from his childhood, and his daughter and that. And then at the end was like him and I or whatever. Okay. And then the breakup happened. So, all right, whatever. But I was like, I did all that work and da 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 da. So what does Tracy do? I went into his album, and this was hard, ladies. I took a picture beforehand and I took one afterwards because I just had to. But I ripped up that page of us in half and including the pictures, and then I just put it back in and for him to see one day. That's all. It just made me feel good. That was maturity in me.
That was your mature moment in life, literally ripping your scrapbooking page in half. There you go.
Don't know if he ever saw it, if he ever said anything. I have no idea. There you go. Yeah. So there you go. You could do that too if you need to.
Excellent. Oh, there you go. Any other questions or comments that you want to know? Oh, yeah, we talked about 25% off in the gift. We are losing it. And we're doing if you're a VIP, we're doing the first crop this afternoon in an hour and a half. You have the opportunity to join us and have more discussions like this and talk about crafting and doing things like that. And then we're doing one again tomorrow. We have some great presentations coming out tomorrow. We did have an error. Somebody posted in the Facebook group about a link, and I figured out if you're seeing a link that says June, it'll be fixed in a couple minutes. You're clicking on a presentation that's not available anymore anyways, so I will fix that and put anything back. If you're trying to get Miss Carrie's gift, she's having technical issues, so please bear with us. Anything's is having issues with their coupon, but they were going to remove the coupon, so it should work fine. You probably won't need the coupon anymore. It was it was weird. It was if you didn't live in the US, they were having problems. So they're looking into that as well. So, let us know if you're getting any technical problems. We will fix them. We will do our best to reach out to the speakers when it's on their side. But sometimes this stuff is beyond anybody's control, like in Miss Carrie's case, where one of the softwares that runs her business is down and she can't do anything about that. So we're doing our best, and we will let everybody know when things are better and working, because that happens. If you have any other questions, just let us know. Reach out at any time. Thank you all for being here today. There's been lots of people on live. If you're listening to the replay, let us know. We'll circle back and answer any questions. We would love to see your projects in the Facebook group. Post what you're doing, share what you're working on. You're welcome, Susan. It's been great to see you here all day. Thank you for spending time with us. We will be back tomorrow with a few. I don't think we have as many. We have 3, I think, tomorrow.
Yeah, we don't have that exactly. We have as many videos, yes, we do, but not as many interviews. Okay.
Yeah. Today and Sunday we have 6 again as well. So we have busy Sunday as well. And we love doing these interviews. And if you have any questions, there are posts in the Facebook group where you can post a question. Our speakers are all in there to answer them, even if it's after the video time or anything like that. They're here to help. And the more that you interact with them, the more they enjoy their experience as well. So thank you so much.
Yes.
We will see you tomorrow. And if you're a VIP and you're joining us tonight, we'll see you tonight. Otherwise, have a great Friday evening or Saturday morning, if any Aussies have joined us, or Kiwis. And we will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much.
Thank yous.
Bye.
Bye.